Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys.
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Hey wife, did you know that Anchor is sponsoring our show?
Really? Don't we use Anchor to distribute our podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts?
Yeah, and we are on just about every other platform available as well, thanks to them.
Why do we use Anchor as our podcasting service?
Well, they make editing and distributing our show a breeze.
What if one of our listeners wants to start their own podcast?
Then they should head over to anchor.fm or download the app to get started.
Awesome! You guys should go do that right now! Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened on Friday?
The only thing I can remember is that Saul likes to throw spears at even his son now, apparently.
Yeah.
I think that was the big thing, and then he doesn't like David at all.
Right.
And he made that clear.
Yeah. The reason that he threw a spear at his own son is because Jonathan was supposed to bring David to dinner. David was a no-show, on account of Saul wants to kill him.
Right, yeah.
And
good reason in my book.
Saul was like, "You stupid son of a whore!"
Right. That's right, he did really say that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And threw a spear at his own son, Jonathan, and Jonathan was like, "Eat gads."
Yeah. Just gotta love this book, huh? It's good stuff.
And so then he went out and was like, "Arrow, further, further." And then he was like, "You need to run away, my lover." And David was like, "Womp, womp."
Yeah.
And so they swore they'd always be friends, and they tearfully parted after making sweet, sweet love.
All right, so this week we are going over what?
That was 1 Samuel chapter 20, and we are about to enter 1 Samuel chapter 21.
All right, let's go see who he throws a spear at this week.
Right? Okay, 1 Samuel chapter 21. David flees from Saul.
Yeah, he does.
And how? David went to the town of Nob.
Nob, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. He did. To see Ahimelech, the priest.
Okay.
Ahimelech.
I think you did that before when they said his name.
I know I did. Ahimelech trembled when he saw him. "Why are you alone?" he asked. "Why is no one with you?"
Yeah, why? He was trembling?
I mean...
Because he was alone?
Nobody ever asked me that.
Right?
"Wife, why are you here by yourself, bitch?"
And then they start trembling, right?
Yeah, and I'm like...
all the time.
Because I got into my fucking car by myself and I drove here without any help from anybody.
I don't understand it. Okay?
Maybe because David is supposed to be like the new king, and so this guy's like, "Where's your...
Maybe he's in on the deal. Maybe he thinks he's supposed to be dead already.
Oh, and he's like, what
the fuck are you doing here, man?
Why aren't you surrounded by people murdering you?"
Right, yeah.
That could be too.
That could be.
Okay. David says, "The king has sent me on a private matter."
Oh.
The private matter being I'm trying not to fucking die. "He told me not to tell anyone why I'm here.
Yeah.
I have told my men where to meet me later."
Okay.
It sounds like he's lying.
Right,
so, okay.
yeah.
Now...
Not that I blame him exactly.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right.
There are definitely good times to lie. This is one of them.
Right, not to die.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what is there to eat? Give me 5 loaves of bread or...
5 loaves of bread?
Or anything else you have.
You're just going to chow down on 5 loaves of bread?
Okay, now last night you and I ate a whole loaf of bread.
Well, it was... Okay.
It was garlic bread.
Yeah.
And it went with our soup, but still.
Right. Garlic bread's good.
It is good, and it had cheese on it.
But 5 loaves of bread?
5 loaves. Maybe this is to last him a few days?
I guess.
Okay,
maybe.
Look. Also, we don't know what their loaves looked like back then.
I suppose you're right.
It could have been smaller.
Okay.
Probably was smaller.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
So anyway, he says, "Give me 5 loaves of bread or anything else you have."
Or, anything else you have.
Meaning 4, 3, and a grape. I don't... Whatever.
Pomegranate.
A pomegranate and a crumb.
There you go.
Yes, anything. We don't have any regular bread. The priest replied.
Yeah.
Priest replied.
Speak much?
Hey, try to say priest replied without
Priest replied.
Without knowing that it's coming up in advance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't do that now because I already know it's coming up in advance. So.
But there is a holy war. Wait, that is not what it says. You fucked my shit up.
Sorry.
Okay. But there is the holy bread, which you can have if your young men have not slept with any women recently. Oh, because
There's other people?
No, there's not, but he's pretending like, I need some 5 loaves of bread and stuff to take to my guys. Yeah. I'm not just asking for food for me.
Okay.
Sure. So there's holy bread, but only if they haven't slept around lately.
Sure.
Don't worry, David replied. I never allow my men to be with women when we are on a campaign.
What about when they're not on a campaign?
What do? Tie their dicks up? I mean... And since they stay clean even on ordinary trips, how much more on this one?
Right. I don't know. What why?
What?
That okay.
I don't understand.
Right.
Question mark.
Because it's a secret mission that doesn't actually exist.
Right.
That could be why. Because how much they definitely are clean since they don't exist.
They are the cleanest.
Right.
So since there was no other food available, the priest gave him the holy bread, the bread of the presence. Capital letters. Oh. That was placed before the Lord in the tabernacle.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Remember? I forget what it was used for exactly, but that was a big deal.
It's special bread.
Yeah, and no one's really supposed to touch that shit.
Yeah, it's magic bread.
So,
It had just been replaced that day with fresh bread.
Gotcha.
Okay, so he's like, I'm going to throw this shit out anyways.
I guess.
Right? Now, Doeg, the Edomite, Saul's chief herdsman, was there that day, having been detained before the Lord. David asked Ahimelech, do you have a spear or sword?
Anything to fight, certain people with that might show up?
Just as I will take either 5 loaves of bread or anything, I will also take a sword, spear, or any weapon.
Right.
Yeah.
Fuck, a sharp stick will do.
Right. The king's business was so urgent that poof, I didn't even have time to grab a weapon.
Right.
Exclamation point.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is smooth, this David.
Right, yeah.
Too bad. I only have the sword of Goliath the Philistine, whom you killed in the valley of Elah, the priest replied. I only have just the biggest fucking heaviest sword ever. No bigs.
Yeah.
It is wrapped in a cloth behind the ephod. Take that if you want it, for there's nothing else here. There's nothing like it, David replied. Give it to me! Exclamation point. Damn. So he got it.
He got it,
He got it.
The big sword.
That's kind of exciting. Like, I didn't know that was a thing that was going to happen.
This was carried by a 9-foot tall dude. Like,
right.
Is he even able to heft this thing? Or
this kid throws rocks. He's the strongest of the strong.
He used a slingshot to fucking knock a hole through a guy's head.
Mm-hmm. And how strong do you have to be?
Well, leverage
indicates
really that you don't really have to be as strong as
I'm just
a huge ass sword. So.
I'm pretending for him.
Oh, okay.
He's so strong. He's the ancestor of Jesus. He's the strongest of the strong. I mean, what are you going to do, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So David escaped from Saul and went to King Achish of Gath. Achish of Gath.
Okay.
That king.
Yeah.
But the officers of Achish were unhappy about his being there.
Okay.
Isn't this David, the king of the land? They asked. Isn't he the one that people honor with, like, dances, singing?
Wait. They're referring to him as King David?
Yeah.
Did I miss something again?
No, this whole book is full of whack.
Okay.
We covered this in our Saturday Q&A, that they're all out of order because they're two different stories.
No, I get that.
One that doesn't even fucking belong to him.
I get that. But, like, the last I knew at the dinner that he was fleeing from... Saul was still king, wasn't he?
Right, but keep in mind that per our Q&A on Saturday, there are 2 lands right now, remember?
Right.
And so David is becoming king of the one while Saul is king of the other. Oh. And politically, they are trying to make the writers are trying to make Saul look as evil and crazy as possible to justify all of David's works.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, But okay.
Well, I mean, does it make sense?
Yeah, I guess.
Given that this book is stupid and history is dumb.
The way they're covering this is completely wrong. Like,
no, it is. It is, totally. But they've stuck stuff in and didn't bother to be like, but does it make sense, though?
Right.
Okay? So, anyway, they're like, isn't he the one the people honor with dances singing, Saul has killed his thousands and David his 10,000s?
Yeah, they definitely did that.
That is definitely the song they heard.
Yep.
David heard these comments, and he was very afraid of what King Achish of Gath might do to him.
Wait, why?
Because he is in the land where they're like, wait, aren't you that one guy that they're singing praises for? And so Saul wants you dead?
Okay. All right.
So, he's like, oh shit, yeah, that's me.
I'm still a little bit confused. I'm still confused.
Just whatever.
We're just going to roll with it.
Yeah, just whatever's happening, just always remember that if we're at a part where David has already been made king, it's because he is being made to look awesome of the king of his land and that Saul's horrible. If we are in a part where he hasn't been made king yet, it's because it's that other stupid story that they just tossed into whatever. Okay?
I'm still confused, but it's okay.
Okay. So David pretended to be insane, scratching on doors and drooling down his beard. Beep, beep. Finally, King Achish said to his men, Must you bring me a madman? Jesus Christ. We already have enough of them around here. Should I let someone like this be my fucking guest? The end.
I mean, come on, help a poor dude out, He's lost his mind.
This guy's bananas.
Right?
The fuck?
He's got a giant sword and he's lost his mind. Man, he might cut his own dick off.
Here go my foreskin. Yeah, so that happened, and he's acting nuts so that he can go on his merry way with his giant sword.
I guess.
But not a staff.
Man.
David got no staff.
Whatever.
I don't know.
It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
It was a short chapter.
It's a short chapter.
Let's just roll with it.
Yeah, I'm just going to make it to next week, and then maybe we'll cover the same shit next week as we did this week and find out what the fuck they fucked up this week. So
Right?
That made sense, right?
So that was 1 Samuel chapter 21. Made no sense whatsoever.
Not at all, yeah.
Nope. And tomorrow we will probably be even more confused in 1 Samuel 22, chapter 22.
Yeah.
And I hope that I get to make those crazy sounds again. That was fun.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Hey, wife, I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep, we have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.